Hi, I decided to do my high school experience video after watching Graveyard Girl Bunny doing one. So, yeah. Um, I'm why I'm doing this is because everyone goes through different things, and I was just like, I have a lot of awkward experiences throughout my high school years. In middle school, obviously, I was the weird person. Um, Not a lot of people liked talking to me and my friends. We were a little bit morbid. Um, and we I guess took things a little bit far. I liked wearing black clothes, black makeup, pretty much black hair, um, in middle school and all that. And um, I was called a dude a lot in middle school because I would cut my hair really short because my mother hates my hair and it's thick and would get snarly. So she's like, well, if you're not going to do your hair the way I want you to do it, I'm going to cut it off. So, um, any person having kids in the near future, do not cut your kids' hair off till they're in high school, okay? Because throughout elementary and middle school, you have your child coming home getting pissed off because all the people in their classes are calling them a dude now, even though, I look like a female. Um, and I pretty much had to deal with that through my whole middle school life, and then I went to high school, and I'm like gone through, you know, that summer. No one sees me. We didn't have the freaking Facebook. Barely had MySpace during that time. And then I come back and huge boobs, and my brother's friends are flirting with me. These guys I don't even know are flirting with me. The creepy guys are flirting with me, and I'm like, wow, people are actually interested in me in my freshman year. And one thing I have to say, not saying I did this because I didn't, but uh, if you're going into high school, I really recommend do not have sex till your sophomore year. Just simple as that. Do not have sex till your sophomore year. Because there's the middle schoolers getting pregnant, the freshmen getting pregnant, and it's just this big mess. And your freshman year is supposed to be a time where everything is easy and you can just relax and go through your year, go to dances, hang out with people, have boyfriends, everything. And you don't want to be tied down of accidentally getting pregnant. And really, you really shouldn't be having sex at that time, anyways. Um, that was my first year of actually having my first kiss, which was awesome because I was praying all through middle school to have my first kiss, and that never happened because the guys I would go out with were afraid to talk to me. um, but I went through my freshman year and I dated a lot of people, and they were people. They weren't like the really hot guys who were hitting on me and stuff like that. They were like my friends who were like, "Oh, you want to date?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I finally stopped doing that by the end of that year, just saying yes. Um, and I went on to my sophomore year, meeting nicer, cooler people, and uh, I didn't really have that big of a problem with bullying because during that time people were like, "Oh, you hoe," and I'm like, "Who am I dating? Who am I kissing? I'm a whore, I guess." And then people would ask me to parties, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not a partier. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I still don't drink or smoke." Um, and I say don't do that because truthfully, it's so much better being not under the influence than being under the influence. Ooh, I'm tipsy, I feel like falling over 24/7. I don't understand why people like that, but they do. And they're continuing having middle schoolers go to freaking high school parties and college parties, which I find absolutely gross. But I never had to deal with really bullying during that time. It was mostly bullying in my middle school years, people calling me a dude. And then I got into my junior year, and I had crazy hair, green, blue, purple, red, crazy haircuts, and then chopping off all my hair again. But when you're in high school, chopping off all your hair is perfectly fine because, that's just the normal haircut during that time is cutting off all your hair. And I never had problems with that during that time. Um, and so that's why I say wait until you're in high school to do it if you're a girl. Unless you're just, awesome. And you can just do short haircuts whenever. But I didn't start having, because we never had bullying in my grade. My group of people in my grade were perfectly fine with each other, just coexisting. We never had any problems with each other. There were some of the girls who, got a little bit snippy, but still, I never ever had any fights with any of them. I never had any problems with any of them. And there were a few fights with the older girls, but that's because they're like, oh, you bitch, I'm gonna touch you, and then when you flip out, I'm gonna laugh about it. So it's like awesome. And I got into a little bit of bullying my senior year. It was like the younger crowds were like, oh, I'm so fucking awesome, you're shit. I'm gonna say that I got with all these girls when I have never even seen tits before. And I'm like, yeah, you're cool. You're pretty awesome. And I would just pay no attention to them. I really didn't care about my senior year. None of us really did. We're like, fuck it. We live. We die. Awesome. Let's leave the school now. But yeah, by my senior year, I was like, well, done now. Can I leave? With people I hear all the time are like getting pissy about going to summer school, and it's like, if you don't like it, do your fucking work, okay? Our school isn't really that hard. There are schools, that are a lot higher standard, and we suck. We absolutely suck. We you get put into freaking special programs if you can't do your normal work, okay? And you guys act like the special programs are even worse. It's like, no, you if you're stupid, we get it, okay? Get put into this special program and not do shit all day. And still act like it's just tough work. I'm never going to college, I'm never getting a job, I'm just gonna be a fucking bum in my parents' basement for the rest of my life, awesome. I went through my whole school year, people thinking I'm a partier, thinking that I do all this stuff because I have big tits and I'm tiny and I do crazy haircuts and blah. But it's like, not really. I'm a person who people are like, oh, let's hang out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not feeling it today. I'm good. I'm just gonna lay in bed all day, watch movies, pretend like I'm dying. I'm not one for that kind of stuff, and I just I was one of those people who were just like, fuck it. And it wasn't until my senior year and graduating until the guys in my grade are like, well, you're actually kind of hot. I want to talk with you. I want to hang out with you. I just want to, I wish I could be with you. And I'm like, awesome. You couldn't have thought of that over the 4 years of being in high school or in middle school or even, elementary when we knew each other, that you had to wait till I was out of high school in a long really good relationship with my boyfriend, that you had to finally realize that I'm awesome. You really, what? And half the time those people who are like, oh yeah, you're awesome. No, you just want to screw me. And I understand now that, no, that's not going to happen. I'm too smart for that. And it ate my work on the little freshmen who are like, yes, I want to experience new things. I want to do all that. And I'm like, not really. Oh, I'm good. I just, yeah. I, I think things through, the whole girls going through relationships in high school and they're like, oh my god, I love you, I love you, I love you. And I was like, yeah, I love you. And I meant it like a friend. And then it's like, no, come back. Because a lot of the people are like, oh, I love you too with all my heart. I'm gonna die with you in my heart. And it's like, yeah, I didn't really mean I love you. I just meant, you're my bud. And yeah. um, but that was just my high school experience. And, by your senior year, you really don't give a fuck. And by graduating, it really doesn't matter anymore. And when you're gone, all those, like, petty little fights that you had with people, it's like, bitch. Look at you now. You can't even finish high school. You can't even get a job. I'm still awesome doing my own thing and you suck at life. Ha. That's what it feels like now. It's like, I'm accomplished and you're not. That's what it is. And um you'll realize that once you get older. And then when you're even older than what I am, you'll realize life sucks. You work until you die and then fuck it all. Yeah. So uh can't wait for that. But that's the end of my high school discussion and have a good day. Bye.